Hello and good evening. I can take this off now. Good evening, welcome to the January final. We are in the end of a really full month. Speaking of this live stream, because we had so many topics that we were about to cover, and we didn't manage to fulfill them all. So I think we need another month, probably in the future, to do the rest of it. But anyway, so it's a final Wednesday, and I would come to the presentations. The first thing we did was a collab track with my great guest Etienne Abelin. And if you remember the beginning of this, we were discussing gestures and music, because Etienne is a violinist, but most of all a conductor, and he's doing gestures in the air to make people, to make an orchestra, a choir, sound a certain way. He showed us some gestures, and I'm doing the same thing digitally, what he does in the analog way, with the hands in the air, with the gloves, with my beloved Mimo gloves here, and also have the ability to sculpture sounds, to shape music in the air. So we have this common thing going on, and we started out with some gestures. I will show you how all this developed. Hit. And then I used your waving to do something with this sound. So that was the start of this collab track that we did. I'm doing this every month. For those who are new, I have a guest every month, and we start from zero in the beginning of the month, and we cannot see each other. I never saw one of my guests in real. We just communicated between studios, between living rooms, between kitchens maybe, and in a kind of creative studio ping pong. There was the ideas went back and forth, and we created a piece of music, and this thing I called the collab track. And this collab track of Etienne and myself started with a movement, and this is what I want to do now. I want to start this track that evolved with the movements that Etienne showed in this movie. There's one movement that goes like this, a hit, and then he goes to the side, and I use this going to the side to create a sound that I can hold a little bit, and then I do this waving in the air. I thought this was very attractive, and I started to program a movement and a sound, and found this song. So we had no title until last week, and some suggestions came in. I will discuss them with Etienne later. So it's still an unnamed collab track. And as today was super busy, you will see later what I did during the day. There were some special movies and statements coming in. I had to cut and edit them. I didn't really manage to improve a lot this collab track, but I will come up with an introduction based on these gestures, and then crossfade into the version that Etienne and I played, he on the violin in Basel at his home, and me in my studio here in Freiburg. So here's the collab track of the month of January. So that was the new song. We started from nothing and here we are. I'm sure we could improve it even or make it a little longer or something, but I think it's a wonderful piece of music and I'm very happy with it. And I'm so moved by the intensity of Etienne's playing. It's wonderful. So it's time to get him into this live stream. He should be ready on Zoom, and I would like to turn over to this screen and welcome Etienne Abelin to the live stream. Here we go. Etienne, are you there? I only see some bubbles. Yes. Hello. Yes, and we...
Hi, Ralph.
Hi, Etienne.
How are you?
Hi, now we hear you.
Good.
Very good.
Very good.
Did you enjoy the track? Did you listen to it on a device?
Yeah, very much.
Okay.
I did, and I thank you for this beautiful piece. I think it's marvelous, and I enjoyed so much working on it and coming up with something. You know, even if we are obliged to work with physical distancing.
Yeah.
but it did feel like there was this beautiful connection, and I loved doing this, and I thought it turned out pretty well.
Absolutely. And I think sometimes I like to force yourself into something. I mean, we constantly do this, and we will talk about it later when we talk with the music education projects, but also this experience of doing a collab track, it's really something new. How was the experience to do that? Where did you think, did you think it's crazy, or did you think, oh, will we struggle, will we make it? What was your feeling about it?
I was curious how the process would work, and I had but yeah, it was mostly curiosity and excitement of doing it, and then finally it was a very smooth process, and I thought you played it beautifully. It was not hard to somehow play with it and play around it, and I think finally it's a beautiful process. I think it really works.
So I can't wait to play this live sometime. We all hope for better times. Let's see where this
let's
happens.
add some more pieces. I think it's a great idea.
Absolutely. The connection. Let me check this. Now it's on. Okay. So what are your plans, Etienne, for the close future? What's the plan for this year? What do you have in mind with your, because you do so many things. We learned a lot about you, about all the facets you have, but what is the plan for this year?
Well, for one, I mean, we've been talking about these Music for Social Change programs and Sistema Europe that I'm involved in. We're planning a Sistema Europe Youth Orchestra online festival for the summer, and we're starting to plan that. So that's we had a kickoff last week, and that's going to be exciting, and we'll see what that turns into. The other thing is lots of things going on with Music Eyes, because since this is such a great way of dealing with composed music, with these animations, and with getting creative with these animations, many music teachers are eager to work with it, but also institutions, orchestras. So we just this week had contacts from two major orchestras, and now we're working on projects that are coming up. So that really keeps me and the Music Eyes team very busy. And besides of that, I practice both the violin and conducting, study scores, lots of cooking, lots of nature walks with my girlfriend. So this is, it's also being sort of in a shutdown has consequences, and I don't dislike all of them.
Yeah, I mean, imagine what after the shutdown, how well musicians will play, because everybody's practicing, and how good the private chefs are now, because everybody's cooking like crazy. I mean, that's the thing. That's what everybody tells me, especially in the music scene.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it makes lots of sense. But of course it's hard, and for many it's really threatening, and so it takes a lot. It takes a lot of inner resources.
Totally.
Also mindfulness, sports. Also for me, it's important to keep that up and to stay focused.
Yes, totally. So Music Eyes, I feel that it was a bit, I mean, I said this in the beginning, we didn't have enough time to cover everything. It would have been a dream, to set some bars of our collab song into Music Eyes, but maybe in the future we can do this. It's just something I'm really attached to. But then this other theme, the music education, became so strong, and going now to our Vision Lab. Last week we had a great talk with Andreas Knapp, who's in Chios at the moment in Greece, and Monia Schmid, who was in Ghana, in Accra, and you, 3 music education project experts. And I just showed a brief 5-minute thing of this talk in last week's live stream, but now the full talk is online, and I will put this in the YouTube and Facebook show notes or comments so people can see this. And out of this thinking about these music education projects, we got interested in how they are dealing with the pandemic. And you have an amazing network, because yesterday morning you sent out a mail. Can you please send back a 1-minute video how your project is doing during the pandemic? How do you keep the kids playing music, and how do you keep all these teachers in the projects? And 6 or even 7 people answered with a short movie, and I made a little short film out of it. Some of them were longer than 1 minute. I was cutting a little bit, but now we will have a wonderful presentation, or a very heartwarming and moving statement film from the US, from Turkey, from Berlin, or reporting from Accra, and other places. And I think it's a great inspiration to watch this. So you haven't seen it, maybe you've seen some of the movies. Let me,
looking forward.
Yes, let me switch over, and let me thank, first of all, Maria Maino, Samuel Matus, Monia Schmid, Andreas Knapp, Daniel Trehe, Stanford Thompson, and then with a little extra, because he came so late, he's not in the movie now, Juan Majorani in Lisbon. You will see where they come from. I put little flags in my edit. So let's go over there.
Hello, I am Maria from the Song Program in Italy, a project inspired by Il Sistema, which you all know to aim to make society and the world better through the shared values of music together in choirs and orchestras as wonderful ensembles of harmony. Of course, we were not able to do that as before in the past extraordinary year, but it was not wasted time. We were able to learn several other things. First of all, how music is important to each of us in a different way, making life richer and better than without, but also how it can mean things beyond itself. And that we have tried to demonstrate through our partnership with Alliance for Childhood, when on World Children's Day, orchestras throughout Europe came online to play for each other and demonstrate how children are aware of their right to education, to health, and to play. Where play means, of course, a slightly harder discipline in practicing right now, but also the hope of retrieving the wonderful fun of playing to each other and for you. And in the meantime, let's remain engaged in these sounds with the joy of hope for the future.
Guten Morgen aus Vial. Heute ist der Geburtstag von Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Und das hier ist ein Teil des Lagers Vial auf der Insel Chios. Dieser Teil ist zum Teil zerstört worden von der Polizei, weil sie nicht wollte, dass hier weiterhin Menschen leben. Aber wie wir sehen, es gibt immer noch intakte Hütten. Heute Morgen regnet es, deshalb fällt das Freilichtkonzert heute leider aus, das ich machen wollte. Und wenn ihr mehr über das Projekt HANGARMUSIK in Vial erfahren wollt, dann gibt es das bei Ralf Schmid. Tschüss.
Hi everyone, this is Dan Trehe with the Baltimore Symphony Orchids program and the Peabody Institute's Tuned In program. When COVID hit, I decided to start a brand new organization called the Collective Conservatory to help Sistema programs throughout the country integrate online learning and online learning practices. Some of the things that we found out is we just need to move a lot more. So we've hired yoga instructors, Pilates, mindfulness, all different kinds of activities so that we can move around a lot more. And we found that if we're doing that in our learning every 20 to 25 minutes, that our students are much more engaged and much more creative. The other thing we've gone to is just helping our students become sound engineers and recording artists, studio artists, as well as live musicians. And this has really just opened up everyone's eyes and ears. People are more accountable because they're submitting recordings. They're more aware of everything going on because they're now building their own projects. And just our musicianship has gone up greatly since then.
Hello, I'm Monia and I'm with Musiker, ohne Grenzen in Accra. And right now, with the Corona situation, we are trying to still do online lessons, and we have some musicians from the National Symphony Orchestra in Accra who are teaching the children. And yeah, on the weekends we try to do the online lessons. And yes, we hope to send volunteers there soon, probably April. We hope it will work out. Yes, bye.
My name is Stanford Thompson. I'm the founder and executive director of Play on Philly in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in the United States. During the coronavirus, I think one of our most important things is that we knew that we could rely on our base of support. And in addition to the programming, we also have to keep a close eye on the organization and making sure that we can survive during this time. So when the coronavirus hit, the first thing we did was to reach out to our donors and begin a dialogue about how our organization was going to adapt during these really challenging times, and to encourage them to take that journey with us to make sure that we could keep music in the lives of kids as we experimented with teaching virtually. With all of our hard work together, we were able to keep all of our teachers and our staff employed. We were also able to present concerts and actually engage a community beyond Philadelphia, people that support us all over the country and all over the city were able to attend some of their very first performances. Most important is that we have worked really hard to make some changes to the program so that the kids could really experience music in a really powerful way. And using tools like their smartphones, their computers, web-based applications, composition projects, explore music from composers all over the world, and also to deepen their knowledge in music history, music theory, and their own musical creativity. We are really confident that we will be in a really great position at the other end of the health crisis and hopefully get back to making music together again. Thank you.
I would like to talk a little bit about what Music for Peace Foundation has done since the pandemic started. And I think it's kind of an overstatement to say that it was a big surprise. We were not prepared at all. And luckily, all the students got to keep their instruments, to take their instruments home, even the double basses, even the tubas. So everybody could, have their lessons online from home. So we started to create more digital content and trying to create a curriculum for our lessons because we had to change the methodology. At first we were working on some orchestral pieces and the students were asking, okay, so when are we gonna play? When are we gonna rehearse? When are we gonna actually listen to the other instruments? And we couldn't give a certain answer, and then we had to change some plans, and we started to work a little bit more on technique, on solo pieces, Bach, scales, and games for the younger students. And we still got to make some projects like with Peter and the Wolf. We were working on that from home with our young orchestra. And we found a place where we could put at least the strings together, record the strings, and then the winds, and record the winds, and then put everything together. Our main goal has been to keep the motivation of the kids. to show them that they can still make something with their instruments, that music can still be a hope and a support in these times of chaos. We are now offering some social workshops as well, body percussion, and some other extra lessons that are not just instrumental lessons, so they can also have a break and relax at home and still learn and wait for something better. So for us, even though it's completely different to what we usually do with the orchestras and with the choirs and with the concerts, uh, we're still managing to keep the motivation, and that pushes us to keep going forward for the best, for a better society, for giving a better platform to the children everywhere in the world. So that's what we're doing right now, and it's been a pleasure. I hope to see you very soon, at least on a Zoom meeting, and I wish you all the best today and always.
Hi, my name is Juan Majorani. I am Artistic Director of Orquestra Geração Sistema Portugal. We are in Lisbon and we are a social integration project through the music inspired by the methodologies of the Sistema in Venezuela created by the Maestro José Antonio Abreu. In time of confinement, we have carried out several strategies to adapt. The first was to seek support and financing to buy computers or tablets for all students with difficulties. The second was to invite all our students, teachers, directors to make a video with a message, music, anything they could share on our social networks. And in this way, we could reach everyone, our school communities, families, sponsors. The third is what we are doing at the moment, using an online platform to place all the videos, tutorials, music, games, score, concert recording, and teacher training to share with all our students and teachers. It is a difficult time for everyone, but it is important to find the positive things to adapt and find the best solution in this time of confinement. Thank you.
Okay, maybe Etienne still needs a second because the live stream is a bit behind. So these were...
Oh no, I'm right here.
You're right here? Okay, these were impressive statements. I was really moved. I mean,
yeah,
looking at this camp in Chios and seeing all these people really struggling and but working their way through.
And making the best out of it.
Yes. What was your feeling?
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it's just amazing to see how these programs that are anyway innovative and that need creativity all the time are then able to adapt and look for solutions. And of course, it's a big challenge because one of the main things that keeps these type of projects going is time together and is making music together. And so what happens when that's not possible? But as you said, it's really moving to see how programs adapt, what programs do. Big concert, big corporations, big international corporations. But then also using technology in various ways in helping the students be able to use technology in some cases, but then also composing pieces and I also really loved the integration of moving that Dan was talking about, Pilates, mindfulness. I think that's great. It's sort of also integrating something that many people have been doing during the pandemic and bringing it into the context of these programs.
Yes, and that is so much connected to music. I mean, music can be a lot about mindfulness and all these topics. I had a great encounter some years ago when I found this page musictechmanifesto.org. It's a manifest on music technology, and sometimes you think of music technology of something cold and a bit distant, and just things for nerds, tools for nerds. But they insist on music technology being very democratic and allowing many people to participate in the process of music making. And now when the pandemic came, I think in the beginning everybody said, oh, it's not possible to make music anymore because we don't see each other. And of course it's not possible the same way, but we find new ways. And I think that this is what happened in the last year, and that's interesting. So I think for music, it was a great year in a way, not for musicians, but for music, because there was really change in society, and there were really topics to write music about and to get into and get emotional about and attached to. So after all, this is what you see in this music education projects and in music. So Etienne, it was
absolutely, and it's great to see sort of that whole breadth and the different facets of it in these statements. I think it's a fantastic. And I'm very grateful that these program directors have taken the time to record these and send to you.
Totally. So I will put as much information as possible in the YouTube channel, all the links if you're interested. Also in this long interview that I announced previously, there are options how to help or how to engage yourself in these projects. So there are possibilities to do something with music, and this was an amazing month for me to learn about all this, and hopefully for you too to get inspired about this great work that is done here. So Etienne, our month has come to an end. It was a real big pleasure. I said this in the beginning of the month. I think we met in Rio in a hotel in a festival.
That's true. That's true.
And then we hadn't seen each other for 2 years, and then suddenly we lived in the same apartment in another festival somewhere in the north of Germany. It's sudden encounters, but they're very good. It's always a pleasure to meet you, to talk to you, and to watch your work. Thank you for being my guest. And
it was a pleasure, and thank you for this fantastic series. It's great, and I was very happy to be part of it.
Thank you. So I will change camera. I will switch back from this Zoom call. Santé, and we'll talk later probably. Bye bye, Etienne.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, that was the month of January basically. And I can announce that Soul Music keeps going. We will open next week, the month of February, with surprise guests. You don't know yet who it is, and I want to surprise you. Maybe I do some posts within the week so you get to know them and get an idea of where we're going in this next month. And I want to thank you for watching. If you like this, please share it with friends, share it on Facebook. I think these are really share-worthy ideas that we present here. I hope the music is share-worthy too for you. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, whatever. Tell your friends and come back on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. to this stream. So I will end this evening with music. I will come back to the piece I played in the beginning. It's a piece I call Impromptu Reggae. It's the title or the first song on my CD. I love to play this song, and I think it fits very well to end this month. It somehow catches the theme of the month. So this is for you to go into a good and calm night. Thank you for watching. See you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.
you.